It will be the lore you know.
Do you guys know about koosh balls?
Yes.
No,
You don't know about koosh balls?
I'm not sure.
They're just the squishy balls.
It's a squishy ball with like a lot of fringe, like silicon fringe coming out of it.
Okay.
It looks kind of like a sea urchin, and it's like wibbly.
Sure.
You've
okay.
certainly
Wobbly.
seen them before.
Yes, I think I know.
Yeah. So, did you know koosh balls have lore to them? Fun fact. Many lore
No,
here.
Like
Are they-
individually or as a collective?
So there's something called Kooshkins,
Yeah.
and
aren't
they
like
had a
aliens?
comic book series about them.
Yeah. I can see
I
that.
learned about this week. It was very silly. So
Kooshkins.
apparently they lived on the planet Koosh, which was a large
Hell
koosh
yeah.
ball
I'm
sure it's-
planetoid.
I want to
Some
live on the
dank
planet
koosh.
Kush, you know what I'm saying?
And instead of orbiting like a normal planet would, it instead bounced against other planets to travel across the universe.
Killing millions.
I was gonna say I'm not sure how that worked.
It's just
no
so
one,
squishy.
no one survived.
No one
How-
survived. So eventually they landed on Earth and
Collided into
found
Earth.
themselves. They found themselves in the company of a downtrodden everyman named Zach Taylor.
I'm looking at the cover of issue number 1, and there's a TV, and on
Mhm.
it says 6 fuzzy meteors sighted,
Yes, I'm looking
and then
at it too.
they're like flying through the sky, and they're all the color.
One
of
says
the
it's party time.
Kooshkins.
And what? Yeah, it's party time.
One
I'm
is
assuming
sa-
that's Boingo because he
What's
is the one with the
happening,
predilection
Zach?
for
Hey,
parties and
dude.
pizza.
Yeah, he's red.
Welcome to Earth, I think.
He looks like. Does he wait? Is he like unsure if he's welcoming them, or if he's unsure if he's even on the planet Earth anymore? Does he think that he's been
Maybe
isekai'd?
both.
I think.
I would think
apparently
I got
doesn't-
isekai'd if these
Fucking-
creatures appeared.
Dude,
in
I
my
would
life.
I would be so sad if I was hit by Truck-kun and I wake up and it's not some cool fantasy world. There's just squishy
There's
balls
just
that talk to me.
Kooshkins. You could kick them as hard as you wanted, and they would be
Hey,
unharmed.
Could someone please murder me again? I want to try the isekai a second time.
I'm gonna try and loop it. Is that what we're gonna intro with? That's probably
That's
fine
good. I
enough.
think
We've
that's
got other
fine.
stuff we need to get to talking about.
Just a mini lore. Mini lore.
I like the little
Anyway,
mini
sorry.
lore.
But, welcome to the actual lore you know part of this podcast, where we dive into the fantastical and often convoluted lore of media that we grew up with and love. I did not grow up with the Kooshkin lore, so that's
I
why.
did not either.
You did.
I do not
just,
love it.
Just because you didn't know about it didn't mean you didn't grow up with it, Fran. It was there. It's 1991.
Oh, I guess technically I was alive for that then. But here to bring you the mostly correct facts about made up things this week are me, Fran.
Me, Ethan.
I'm CJ. This one.
And me, Liz, who is back as the regular guest this time around.
We've put you back into the guest
Uh-huh.
corner. There's now 4 slots on the screen if you're watching on video. Lizard X
Amazing.
Lizard is back in her guest slot corner, not in.
But in charge this week,
in
though.
charge. Back in charge.
Yeah, we're giving Fran an easy one to come back to. She's been gone traveling the cosmos in search of newer, more frightening Koosh children that she can monetize and sell
She's
to
come
90s
back
kids.
with fresh new lore to
She
share.
travels the stars looking for planets that are in a sort of 90s period that is sort of
Yes.
radical enough to handle the Kooshkins.
All right,
Also,
well, then,
planets that have
now
been
I'm a little
recovering-
more into it.
planets that have also been recovering for the devastation of the Koosh planet.
Oh,
Bounce
sort of
again
a
for them on their way
sort of a
through. That's
Koosh
not
relief
Great.
fund.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's really devastated for the past 2
Yeah.
decades. So
I
a lot of
really like the idea of like an alien race who knows the exact level of like societal growth where they're considered cool.
Yeah.
So they just like scour the galaxy for
This civilization is reaching its maximum radicalness. It's time. They are ready for the Koosh. It's just a squishy ball. They're squishy
Okay,
balls.
With a
Squishy
face,
ball.
I guess.
We
With a
haven't
face.
said the thing we're actually talking about yet, though.
Let's
Oh,
Which
we're
start
talking
talking
about
about
cats.
them. Let's
Yeah.
talk about cats instead.
Lizzie, you're dressed
All
up.
right.
You're dressed up for
I
this one.
I wore a cat shirt
Again.
for this specifically.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the second time we've done cats now.
2 in a row, cat-themed lore.
Oh.
This is my first cat lore.
I feel like when Lizzie gets to choose the topics, they sort of skew feline.
Well, the other topic I chose was Scooby-Doo.
Scoop.
So
If anything,
Uh-huh.
dog centered.
yeah, so
That's pretty close. I've been trying to get you to just tell me what this series is about, but you've been elusive the last week.
mhm.
It's about cats that are warriors. I don't know.
That's
what
not
else.
that's
Okay.
not a premise that makes any
That
sense.
is a premise. They're cats that fight.
I have much to explain to all of
I'm
you.
sure. All right, teach us about the kitty cat, the
So-
sweet little kitty
Mhm.
cats that live in the woods.
So we are going to be discussing the mid-grade book series called Warriors, aka Warrior Cats.
Calling it that makes it sound like it's just like okay, like it's
Middle
mid,
grade.
It's mid.
Middle
grade
It's mid.
means it's
So
mid.
like
Or-
11 through
Yes.
13-year-old target demographic.
Yes.
That's such
audience.
a small
It is a
demographic to hit.
huge demographic for books, though, but that is beside the point.
Mhm.
Warrior Cats started coming out in 2003, and it is ongoing, which means 20 years, baby, this year. And it
That's-
is
Ah, it's the
written-
anniversary.
That's it. This is that's why we're doing
It's
it.
long.
We're 2 decades into Warrior Cats, and look at society when it started. Look at it now.
Look at us now.
Oh,
Coincidence?
no. Warrior cats, why?
I also want to share that Warrior Cats has kind of an interesting author situation because it is not made by just one person. It is made by a collaborative group of authors under one pen name. Their pen name is
okay.
Erin Hunter. It started as 2 women, but apparently at this point there have been a rotation of people in and out of Erin Hunter's name.
I mean, there's a lot of books.
God.
There's a lot
So I
of books.
can
Okay,
only
so
imagine
that's
why.
a good that's a good bridge that. So today we are going to be talking about just the original series of books, which is 6 books long. But take a guess as to how many books there are now.
It's been 20 years since this started. If you say
It's been
more than 20,
years.
I'm going to be really, like, upset.
I'm at my guess is 52.
Fran is very close. There are 44 regular
Oh my
series
God.
books. So that's just the regular series. Outside of that, there are 31 novellas /
Oh, dear.
standalone books that aren't out
Of course
in a
there is.
series. And then there are 19 comic books.
That's not that close that Fran got. She was
She
off
got
by
close
like
to the
a
amount of books in
factor
the
of
series.
2.
There's 44,
Okay.
but then plus 31 novellas, 19
Just-
comics.
Okay, you need to get into what this series actually
Yes.
is because I cannot imagine 50 plus books about cats.
Ethan, I've
I
been
don't
trying
want
many
to
books.
I've
imagine
been
it.
trying to puzzle this together for like a month now because she always talks about
I-
this and then I'm like I don't get it and then she's like well there's a lot of community online that helps drive it and I'm like
Mhm.
that doesn't make
Yeah,
you
I-
publish
I actually
My-
posted that in my notes that Warrior Cats has an extremely large fandom that is
Yes.
well known for its impact on fan-made animation on YouTube. It's very well known for people animating things for it specifically. And it ranges from, children making things to people who read them when they were children and are now actual working animators making pretty amazing things for their
About
favorite
cats.
mid-grade series.
Like my cat downstairs is almost 20 years old. He's almost as old as the Warrior Cat series. And I could not write a single book about his life. Like I couldn't fill one.
well, that's because you force him to lead a
I get-
boring life.
Yeah,
I guess it's because he's not a
living their
warrior
life.
cat.
Yeah.
I would say that
Uh-huh.
probably when he lived in a house with 20 other cats, he would have had more adventures because he
I
would
don't
have
know
had
if
to sort of carve
adventures-
out his place in the the society that your mom had in the basement hoarding cats.
No, that was don't you fucking talk about my mom like that.
Your mom's a cat hoarder, dude.
No,
Well-
she only has 7 cats. She's totally fine. It's
only
normal.
7.
Now, because you took one.
Well, let's get into I want to set up the general world of warrior cats for you all before I go into
The
the actual
fantasy
plot
world
of the
where
first
cats talk and
6. Yeah. Well, there's a lot you need to know that is basic rules of the world. That's
I mean,
what the
yeah,
lore
there
is.
is.
that's what the show is,
So-
I think.
I'm starting off with that the cats have different words for basically everything in their lives.
Well, they don't speak the
Ponies
human
do, too.
tongue.
Yes.
I get it.
They would just go meow, 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 meow,
Yeah.
meow.
So, first I want to talk about though, so the cats live in clans in this world. And
Sure.
in each clan, they have kind of a hierarchy of titles you have, depending on where you are in life. So, it starts with, if you are a little baby kitten, you're just a kit. They call them kits, not
Reasonable.
kittens.
You know how like
okay.
when we see other children, human children, we're like,
A child.
child. Your name is
Yes.
Ethan.
We're
Your name
so-
is Ethan Child.
See, so similar.
Yeah.
So then,
reasonable.
You are young Neil.
so the next stage in your life is you become an apprentice, which is when you are a young teen adolescent kitty cat. You're
There's
an apprentice.
There's no 4-year colleges in
to
the cat realm.
usually
It's
usually
just-
a
What
warrior.
is the lifespan on these cats?
They have regular cat lifespans.
So like
Okay.
4 years in the wild.
Yeah, I mean it varies, like any other cat would in as a pet too. It just depends.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Okay, I'm just
so-
trying to think of how long of a time frame we have to move through these ranks, but keep going.
you'll see. So I mean, so it goes then generally it goes to you become a warrior when you're done being an apprentice, and that's just kind of like the typical title of a cat that is in the clan. That if you're an adult and you're not assigned one of the other jobs I'll get into, you are just a warrior, and that means you hunt and kill for the clan, you defend your clan, you go about a normal life.
Defend it from
Other cats, we'll get
Other
into
cats, presumably. Yeah.
Yes.
right.
If you
Okay.
are a lady cat who has babies, you are given the title a queen.
Yes.
You are a
Okay.
queen, so your
Every-
job is
every mother's a
to
queen.
take care of your babies until they're old enough, and then maybe
Yeah.
you'll go back to being a warrior. Or I think in a lot of cases, some queens just kind of kept having babies.
Yeah, they'll do that.
So they can
Yeah.
keep that
So,
title
yeah,
clean.
so they keep that title. They don't really have to do anything besides take care of the babies.
Wow, so
kids-
Lizzie's saying that having children and taking care of them is basically nothing.
No.
Being pregnant, not even worth talking about. That's what Lizzie thinks, officially on record.
You're gonna have me canceled. Then there also, if you live long enough that you become very old, you will get the status of elder, and you will just kind of be retired, and you won't be asked to do anything anymore. And the clan will just protect you in your retirement. You're considered an elder.
I like that Lizzie prefaced all this by saying that the cats do it a little bit differently than humans. And apart from just calling the children kits, it's exactly the same as what
Okay,
humans
I have
do.
more. So,
Oh, okay.
So then there is a different type of job you can have. Every clan has a medicine cat, which is the cat who knows how to heal and take care of other cats. And also,
Okay.
Hold on. What does
I-
cat medicine look like?
it's
They-
very
they
natural. They
you
like
purr.
know in the forest.
holistic
Yeah, they know like
Do they-
holistic
do-
medicine.
do
they
they-
know like what berries can help.
Yeah, do they
with certain
create
things.
poultices and
Yes.
tinctures?
They'll like
Oh, that's so
they'll be
good.
like cobwebs can help. Like you cover wounds with cobwebs.
That's
and
why
things like
Buffy
that.
eats cobwebs.
Yeah, our cat eats cobwebs. She knows
Oh.
it's healthy.
Because it heals you from the inside.
Okay.
They
I'm-
will like mix things up in their mouths, like chew them, and
I
like
thought they had
make
like little pots and like
No.
little
No.
little.
They don't have
little pestles and
dexterity. No,
mortars
they're
and
regular cats.
Okay, yeah, I'm ranking all of our cats as we go. And yeah, okay, Buffy is a
Um,
medicine cat.
I'm gonna come back around to this, but medicine cats are also in charge of the spirituality of the clan. And
Right.
put a pin in that because I want to come back to it.
Not the elder cats.
the
Would they
cat
not be
gods?
the wisest?
The cat gods.
No, because the medicine cats are the shamans or Shaw cats.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
medicine men.
they're the medicine.
Again,
Yeah.
like not so far. Pretty much the same as like tribal
I
humans, but replace the word
almost
man
when
with
CJ
cat.
was like, I almost said medicine cat. That's silly. We call them doctors, not medicine men. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, wait. We do call them that. If they're using cobwebs and berries and stuff to heal you, they are not doctors. They are medicine men at best.
they are holistic healers, which are a thing in our world still. Well, so then we get up to every clan has a deputy and a leader, which is like the leader is
President and
the
vice
president,
president. All right.
and the vice president is the deputy. So they are.
How do you become a leader?
You have to be deputy to be a leader.
Okay,
So
how do you become deputy?
the leader nominates the deputy.
Hold on, there's sort of some circular logic.
Wait, hold
here.
on.
Who?
But who chose the first?
Well, so
leader? Is that- or
it's
is
just
that
like
the-
so
The
there's
divine right of kings.
So
I mean, it
imagine, so we
must
have a
be.
clan and we have a deputy and a leader. The leader passes away, so the deputy becomes the leader, and then they
Okay.
choose their deputy.
What if?
There's some
What if?
nepotism going on
What
in this
if
clan, but
both?
alright.
What if both the leader and the deputy are slain?
Then the clan has to vote on.
Okay,
their
so it's
Okay.
sort of a democratic.
there is
aristocracy?
There is some democracy
Yes.
happening.
Okay,
Alright.
very interesting
Okay.
combination of. All right.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of to being the leader. There's a lot that comes with it, and generally, you are supposed to choose a deputy who you feel would be fit as leader when you pass on. However, as we will get into it, there is a lot of politics and things happening with becoming deputy and leader.
Would you say
Okay,
would you say that there's some nepotism?
There's
I-
not necessarily
That's a very
nepotism,
good joke.
but
There's politics.
there's politics.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that one's good.
No.
So
Sorry if mine was
I'm
too
trying
heady
to-
for you.
I'm trying to envision like the world that these cats are living
Uh-huh.
in. Is this like a fantastical like forest,
No.
like Avatar, James Cameron
No.
style nonsense, or are these like legit cats?
These are legit cats. This
like
legitimately
in
takes
human lands.
this legitimately takes place in the English countryside. I'm not joking. It takes place in the English countryside and forest.
Whenever you pull on a string and you're
Okay.
like, "Oh, these cats are like
These cats
magic
are
fantasy
British.
cats," but they're not. They're
British
just
cats.
they're just
So
farm
these-
cats.
So, with the exception of the fact that they make poultices, they're pretty much just
They're
cats.
regular
in-
cats. There
Okay.
is some fantasy elements to it that I'm going to discuss.
Okay.
But it takes place in the English countryside.
But it takes place. Yeah, it's not like it's our world. It's just
a la Harry Potter.
They're
cats
just
have
living in
things
it.
going on. These cats have created civilization.
in the English countryside.
Yes.
Having claws and being a grown-up does not make you a warrior. A bear, very deadly creature, not a warrior.
Are there
Warrior-
bears on the British Isles?
No.
Huh? No, I was.
Okay.
No, it's not the
That was
the
an
fact that they're
example.
British
that
cats
like an
that makes them
actual-
warriors.
Threat of bears.
I'm saying that like I don't care how like dangerous an animal is, that doesn't like automatically make it a warrior or whatever.
Well,
Because
but they-
yes, they'd have sharp
to earn the
claws.
title.
Well, they do seem to be like they live in clans and they
Yes.
have wars. So
Yes.
I guess
So-
if you're looking for a fantasy element, it's that these cats can communicate to each other. Apart from normal cats, which in my experience will either just sort of ignore each other or hiss at each other.
The fantasy element is that
Yeah.
the cats have created civilization and religion for themselves. So, but otherwise,
Uh-huh.
it's
But
our
otherwise,
world.
Alongside
normal cats.
humans.
Yeah.
Alongside
this-
humans?
Yes,
Like,
there
is this like
there are
is there like
humans.
things in London or like civilized human areas
Yeah.
that these cats live? Okay.
Yeah.
great.
I mean,
So
they
we're
live
gonna
in
go,
like the
to Manchester and
countryside,
shit.
but
Okay.
Is this meant to be a like celebration of society or a condemnation of it, that these cats have found their humanity and immediately they just go to
Ethan,
war
I
with
think
each other.
I think you're looking for meaning
Yeah.
that simply doesn't exist here.
I mean,
I've
you
been
need to
trying
remember
to
this
figure
is
it out.
written for like 9 to 12-year-olds. However, this series is described as Game of Thrones for children with cats.
Every
So-
time I try and piece it together, every time I try and like logic out like what this is or what it is supposed to be, Lizzie says, "No, you're a fool. You're missing the point." And so I'm just like, all right, they're just
Yeah,
cats.
I can get behind the Game of Thrones, but with cats for children.
It's like
This is fine.
the story, as we will get into it, is just about the politics of these clans and their civilization and their
And
religion.
that's what 9 through 12-year-olds crave.
It's
is
a
politics.
yes. Well, it's like
Yeah, historically that's been my
the
experience.
themes. I almost wrote this down in my notes, but like the themes of this series generally are war, politics, forbidden love, death and grief.
Yep.
Like it's like, and then like trauma
12-year-old
and
me
like
would have
just
read
like
this.
a ton of like real world things, but they're cats.
I tell you, the 12-year-olds, they yearn for three things. They yearn for war, they yearn for politics, and they yearn for the
When I tell you,
mines.
I
No,
ate this
Forbidden
shit
Love.
up.
That's what the third one is.
I was never more into a series than I was the Warrior Cat series.
Oh yeah,
when
I
was
would have
young.
loved this shit in middle school if this was around.
I don't understand how it. So like
You
if
need
the
to stop asking about you don't understand until you hear the actual
it's
plot.
just-
I
it-
haven't even gotten
Alright,
there.
tell
It's
us
just-
more.
it's just
Alright,
if-
alright.
What's
if
more
the-
of the cat language
if
here?
the pitch is it's like Game of Thrones but for kids, is it the fact that they're cats makes it for kids? Like, is that the part where you're like, oh, this is a kid's thing?
I will say, this when I was young, there were many parts of this book that I really struggled to read because it is very graphic and gory, a lot, and very sad. There's a lot of death.
There are a lot of cats that die.
Yeah, so
That's from what
I
I
did
heard.
struggle at times, but it is written at the level that you would normally write for middle grade. So the cats, as we've established, they live in clans, and each one has, the hierarchy I established here.
Mhm.
The clans that we are going to follow in this series, this 6-book series, are Thunder Clan, Wind Clan, River Clan, and Shadow Clan. Thunder Clan is the main clan we follow, with like the main core characters are in Thunder Clan.
I love Lion-O.
They live in the forest. River Clan obviously lives by the river. Wind Clan lives on the moors. And Shadow Clan kind of lives in a mix of forest and like moors a little bit.
That's such a fucking cop out. It's like the Thunder Clan
The shadowy
occupies the forest where the shadows reign supreme. Shadow
Yes.
Clan also, but only where it's
Do
more.
you want to take a guess as
shadowy.
to which clan is the most antagonistic also?
That's
Is it the Shadow Clan?
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
And
That's stereotypical.
that's stereotyping.
Well, it's just the cats who are in it.
You can understand how when Lizzie was describing this to me though, and she's like, "Yeah, the cats are in the Shadow Clan and the Thunder Clan." I was like, "Oh, so they do like spells?" And she's like, "No,
No.
they're just called. They're just
cats.
they're just called that." I'm like, "Oh,
So
okay."
okay, so then question for Shadow Clan, if we're going stereotyping, is Shadow Clan where all like the banished cats from the other
No.
clans end up, kind of thing? No.
It's not
No.
like Cat Australia.
Every clan is like just cats.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's
Right.
just in this series, Shadow Clan has like most of the antagonists.
Until you tell us otherwise, Lizzie, I'm gonna assume that whatever you say, it's just gonna be cats.
Yeah, they are cats.
Yeah, that's why I'm
I-
like
I-
just sort of laboring under
All
this
right.
assumption.
Well, so then there's some exceptions to the clan life because there are other cats around who aren't in the clans that you're gonna run into. So, for example, there are cats that are owned by people that are pets, and the clan cats call them kitty pets, and it's derogatory.
It sounds like
Yeah,
the better
like-
life.
Yeah,
that
but they're
sounds
like, they live
way
a
better.
soft, pitiful life, taken care of. They call humans two legs. They're taken care of by two legs. It's not the warrior way.
The two legs do take off their kitty balls, and that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind of
the
a
thing.
bummer.
No one listening to this will be able to see, but I have the warrior cat's field guide that has a literal map of the cat's territory.
Oh
And
my
it's
god.
just
This is
regular-
amazing.
Yeah.
So to describe this, so this is a field book separate from the novels and
Yes.
things, right?
There are
And
also
it has a nice fold out map. It looks
Yes.
hand drawn in black and
well,
white.
so
of
they
this
have the
territory.
cats. They have the cat's view of their territory, and then they have the human version of the map as well,
No,
like how humans have seen this
Oh.
land.
no conceivable way anyone's going to be able to see any of this.
I
Well-
love the fact that they have the human version as well. This is good.
Yeah.
This is good. Can we get like can you guys scan that and put it in the show notes? or something?
I
Maybe.
mean, put it
It's
up
not a
on at Spices
If
with.
you guys can Google it.
Do you guys not know how the internet works? Yeah, sure. If you're
You
watching
can
on
Google it.
YouTube, it's on the
I'm
screen
sure
right
it's on
now.
the official Warrior
Hold
Cats
on. So,
website.
Field.
Here's
it's
a-
probably on the Warrior Cats website. You're so right.
Here's a picture of some fan art I found of these cats. Wow.
Oh, CJ. Oh, gross, CJ.
Sorry.
Why did you
I'll
pick
put
that one?
I'll put that one away. That one I'll save on my own for my own drive.
Well, so that being said, so like people are technically around in the series, but they don't play any sort of role. But like they do occasionally run into them, and they run into like there is specifically a farm nearby and some houses nearby where ThunderClan is, and they just call it the two-leg nest or the two-leg place. And kitty pets might live there. There's also loners, which are cats who do not belong to a person, but they are not in the clan, and they're not a threat. So to us, a loner is introduced in this series that is a barn cat. So like he's not doing anything to threaten the clan, so they don't really bother him, and he's kind of just on his own. Well, so anyway, there's loners, and then there's also rogues who are cats who are stray cats that are aggressive and a threat to clan cats. We will meet some in this series, in fact.
Okay.
I think the other main thing about like their territories is that they also run into what they call Thunderpath and monsters, which is a road in cars. So it's very scary for them. You never want to cross Thunderpath because you have a chance of getting killed by a monster. So anyway, there are other terminology the cats use. They do have like the names for the seasons. That's green leaf, new leaf, leaf bear.
So they have 3 seasons.
There's 3 seasons.
Yeah, I don't think they had one for like, I couldn't find it if there was one for winter specifically, but
That would be leaf
but like
bear,
also
would it
it's in
not?
England, so they don't have
Ah.
the same type of seasons as we do.
I feel like the fact checking on that is for debate. Well, you know, in England they only have 3 seasons.
I mean, they
so
don't. I'm just saying
How are
it's
we to
different
find
from
that
how
out?
it is here.
it's absurd. We're just making things up now.
It's
about
different
the real
from
world.
Midwest America where
That's-
we live.
That's the problem with playing fantastical elements inside of like a real world. It's like, where does it end? Maybe in this world there are only 3 seasons.
Well, let me tell you what
legitimately.
the fantastical element about this series is, because
Please
otherwise
do, 'cause
everything
so
so
far
far
it's
Please.
It's
is
just
cats with the
are
civilization.
peeing.
Yeah. So the cats there's another clan called Star Clan.
Oh.
Star Clan is their religion. Star Clan are the cats who have died. So their ancestors, their fellow warriors and such. And they have died. They have become a star in the sky. They believe all the stars in the sky are
Cute.
dead cats. The Milky Way is called Silver Pelt, and that's where they live. And
Okay.
Star Clan is whom the medicine cat speaks to for guidance. So they are deceased cats, and they're also like they're genuinely real. Like
Okay, so
They're
they're not just
genuinely
like
real.
getting high on catnip and
No.
being like, ancestors speak to me.
no, they get
Well, they do that.
actual
It just
omens
works.
and prophecies from their ancestors, either in their dreams or the medicine cat specifically does like a ritual where they speak to the Star Clan, because they're the main people who are supposed to speak to Star Clan, but sometimes Star Clan gives other kitties a message through their dreams and whatnot. So,
Okay, so this
and this
is
actually
Watership Down.
happens. This actually happens. The Star Clan is legitimately happening. in their
Okay.
in their
So
civilization.
this is one of those fantasy elements.
Yes, so this is
that
like
we're
the
gonna just
fantasy
accept.
element.
Okay,
So
got it.
Are there
Dead ghost cats
Do-
talk to
that guide them.
cats.
There's also, I'm pretty sure I remember there's also a hint of like sometimes cats when they're speaking to StarClan, they will see when they see them in their dreams, they like appear as like cats made out of stars or like kind of like a ghost like
Aw.
appearance. But sometimes they
celestial cat.
speak to seeing like legitimate like big cats like tigers and lions and leopards and like the far distant because they're their ancestors. So like sometimes they
Oh, that's
speak
cute.
to actually seeing those types of cats, but only in like shape and like as a vague
Sure.
presence. But otherwise it's mostly like recently deceased cats that like you knew that would speak to you in your dreams. Sometimes you see ones
Right.
that you did not know, but like you heard
Mhm.
about.
I really like the idea of a saber-toothed cat just kind of like
Yeah.
visiting your dreams, and you're like,
And
"Holy
also,
shit,"
it's
like
definitely
like a
implied they
steep-
know that big cats are a thing because they will name cats like, I mean, one of the main characters is Tiger Claw, and there's also a Leopard Star, and like they name them after big cats, so they know they are their ancestors.
They're not though. The tigers aren't.
They-
They're
We
true,
talk
yes.
we talk
Concurrently.
we talk about this every single day. Tigers are not like older cats. They didn't evolve into cats.
But they know they have a relation.
they got some cousins.
They
That's
have a
that's
relation.
like if I went to the spirit realm and I'm like, ancestors, give me your great knowledge, and then it like there's like mosquitoes there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, well, actually, we share 99%
There's the-
of the
Oh,
same
you see-
DNA.
oh,
So
You get to see
Bananas
the
just there.
fish that started
You're-
walking itself.
CJ, you're being so silly right now. Humans don't have souls that go on, only cats.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, do the cats, do they get any extra knowledge by being dead, or is it just cats telling
It's like-
cats what to do?
It's like cat heaven. It's like considered their resting place.
Well, right, but if it's just dead cats that are up there, like what great wisdom do they have? They're just fucking
They
cats.
know know everything.
Oh, so they do get like
Okay.
Yeah, they
get a bit
universal
omniscient.
wisdom.
Yes,
All
they
right.
only speak to the living cats to give them like wisdom or omens or prophecies.
Fucking
Okay.
cats just
Yeah.
coming back from the grave. To
It's
be like,
usually
hey,
in the
watch
books
out.
that StarClan has some sort of prophecy to give somebody that will predict the plot of the book
So-
of the series.
So
Always good.
So-
Always good.
cat afterlife is just being in space and then having to show up every once in a while to like
Yeah.
give a plot
It's
sting.
implied to be
Only
like
if you
a
want
heaven
to.
like area, though there's like there is a lot of like it's genuine discussion in the books that sometimes cats are confused that they're like, I cannot believe that so and so is in StarClan because they were kind of iffy as a cat, like morally gray. So like it's implied that it's heaven, but like cats that were kind of morally gray will still go to StarClan and be there. However, they do have a hell.
What's it called?
They have a place that really, really bad cats they
Vacuum
described as
Lounge.
cats that caused great pain and suffering in their lives.
What?
Go
They're all
to-
warrior cats.
Go
They
to-
all do that.
Well, they're defending their
But it's
their
in the name
home.
of justice.
Yeah,
it's in the name
Ethan,
of
Obviously,
wars.
it's okay.
They're simply fighting justified wars that their ancestors
Yeah.
have
It means
allowed.
that they were doing really bad,
And they
naughty things.
prophesized.
Yes.
They
Well, so
prophesized that.
What is a
It's fine.
cat? What is
listen,
a cat
I-
war crime? Like,
yeah, I
I
don't
d-
describe
I-
them because it happens.
Yeah, listen,
dear.
I disemboweled that other cat, but that was on a cat crusade, so
I was defending
God
my
is
clan,
good with me on
so-
that one.
Do they name cat hell at
Yes,
all, or is
it's
it
called
just like
it's
alluded
called
to?
the Dark Forest or the Place of No Stars. And cats who go there are in a dark forest with no stars or moon in the sky, and they have to walk through the forest endlessly forever with no one.
basically what cats do in their normal lives.
So yeah, so that's what
already.
they have. They have like just a loner walking the same forest forever hell. That's where they go.
Okay.
But there
I
was
feel like having it called Dark Forest could cause some like communication errors, but
yeah,
it's fine.
it's some that's why the Place of No Stars is another
Might be
word
better.
for it.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention that they have a whole place that they go to for when a leader is a new leader, like they've just become the leader of a clan, they have to have a leader ceremony. And they go to this place that is an old abandoned quarry. And they have this giant piece of quartz that they go and they touch, and that's how they communicate with StarClan. Something about this quartz stone. And StarClan,
like a natural.
Yeah, that's like a natural thing.
Okay, it's not just like a cell phone that the humans left there or something.
No, it's a piece of quartz that they believe has magical powers because they do genuinely go there and speak to StarClan. But leaders
so
go there. Yeah,
okay.
leaders go there. They talk to StarClan when they become a new leader, and they receive 9 lives from StarClan. And the StarClan takes turn. Different cats grant each 9 of the lives to them, and they touch noses, and the cat feels like a jolt of energy. And they're usually like saying like, this is to grant you a life of love. This is to grant you a life of loyalty. This is to grant you a life of honor. So they like grant them like virtues when they're doing it. And so 9 lives, every leader of a clan has legitimately 9 lives. It just means
like they can like legit die as a cat and just
it means
revive.
they survive more than a normal cat would. So they can have very grave injuries but survive it. And they have 9 of those times that can happen. But they don't live forever. That's
okay.
It's just like they have 9 times they can have a really horrible bad thing hurt them that might take down another cat.
Right.
Okay.
And this was from like right since the beginning original series, right?
Yeah.
Like, there was no point at which anybody was holding back. They're like, well, if we're writing about cats, we're going to have to add something about 9
obviously.
lives.
It's like Puss in Boots. We talked about it last episode. He had 9 lives, but he like actually died. These are just you can really get a big gash on your side, and most cats, it would be really hard for them to get over that and survive it. But for them, it's like, okay, that was one of my lives, and I will recover.
Sure, but if you if they get run over by a Ford Fiesta,
so there are circumstances that they can lose all 9 lives at once.
Right.
So
the Ford Fiesta might.
So there's
do
like
that.
a threshold.
Yeah, there's a threshold. So if they like exploded, they would lose 9 lives.
Okay, great.
there's overkill.
Yeah,
that,
they're not
that just
invincible.
Kind of seeps
they're
into
not
the
invincible.
next
Is
lives.
basically yeah.
Is there any point where they would be like, all right, well that one was so bad it took out 3 lives, but it still didn't kill me?
Yes, it happens to the leaders in the book. They're like, so the leaders like know when they lost a life.
This will take 3 of my lives.
They like know
when
they lose a life.
They do
die.
Yeah.
The doctor said I could only die 1 or 2 more times.
This started coming out in 2003.
I assume whoever like bestowed that life upon them like shows them like, dude.
What?
No, I can't remember how it happens, but they definitely have like a vision of the cat that granted them that life.
Yeah,
and they're like, I know that's gone. Yeah, they're like, that one's gone.
If you like lose a life and it was like your love life, do you just not feel love anymore? You're just like, oh well, that's gone. Sorry, wife cat and kitty cats. I'm not into it anymore.
I'm sorry, queen and kits.
They just call each other mates. They're like, so-and-so are mates because they had kittens. Generally.
Okay.
But not always.
Generally, but not always.
Cats. Nice.
Yeah.
There's forbidden love with this series.
There is forbidden love. So the next thing to cover is just that. So I went through the hierarchy of the clan like titles, but you actually have different names depending on what your title is. So when you are born, you would be given a name like Snow Kit because you're a kit. But they're like, I will name you Snow Kit because maybe you're an all-white kitty cat. Then when you become an apprentice, you're granted the end of your name becomes Paw. So then you'd be Snow Paw as an apprentice. Okay. And then when you become a warrior, you get a warrior name, which is for it. It's kind of like anything. There's no set. It's just you would be like Snowfur or Snowclaw or.
But it always starts with like your.
But it's still the first part of your
given
name. Yeah, you just get a new end part of it, and you're a warrior. And then the only other time it changes is if you become leader, you get star on the end of your name. So then if you would be Snowstar if Snowstar became leader. And that's how their names work. So that's going to come up because our main character
listen,
I've been trying will have name changes.
I've been trying to like parse this for the last week, and like it's a terrible naming convention. It's one of the worst I've ever heard. Only from like a functional standpoint. You know how like when you watch The Land Before Time and you're like, his name's Littlefoot, and it's like, well, that's bullshit. He's gonna grow into like a big skyscraper.
Yeah, so then
one
they can
day.
change their name.
So it's like, okay, so if that's his name when he's a baby, that's fine. But by this naming convention, he would still just be Little his whole life. He'd be like Little giant ass dinosaur or whatever.
Yeah, there are cats that like I think hit the short end of the stick from their mother or father who named them, because they often do seem to name their children based on like just their basic appearance.
Yeah, but they're babies, so they're like,
yeah. So like there's like in another clan there's Crooked Star, and he had a crooked jaw from the time he was a baby. So his warrior name was Crooked Jaw, and he was Crooked Paw and Crooked Kid. So
God, such lazy parents.
I mean, how many cats do you have at once? Like you got like 7, 8 of them at a time.
True.
You're gonna run out of names.
Yeah. Do they have
actually,
a lot of litters of cats?
Yeah, there's a lot of cats in this series.
Yeah,
right.
It's implied that every clan is like at least 20.
Yeah, that is actually a thing that people who foster cats do when they get like a big litter of them to foster,
them on a theme.
so that they don't grow attached to them. They just give them like a group themed name.
Something stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the most recent cat we got was named Stapler. So yeah,
that's
now
dumb.
You guys and listeners at home, you can think of what would your cat's warrior name be. You'd have to
I'm assuming there's a generator somewhere I can use, right?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are plenty.
Lizzie was so mean. She called Cammy Twig Paw. It was so
she's
insulting.
Really small. Well, so now that we've got the basics of the world, let me get into a little of the plot.
Yeah,
of this
that
series.
was merely but an amuse-bouche.
Well,
of the world.
I mean, like I could have just jumped into this, but you guys would have been asking questions left and right about like what.
I am glad that you gave me all of this information, but it does currently feel meaningless. So let's get into the plot so I can start to care.
Yes, I'm sure we will we'll find meaning as we go.
Yeah, I'm ready to fall in love with these characters, CJ.
This series starts with ThunderClan's medicine cat Spotted Leaf. She receives a prophecy from StarClan that fire alone will save our clan. And she tells their leader this, Blue Star, and they're all kind of like, what could that mean? Fire is something we know is very bad. It ruins everything. How could it save us?
I literally hate this already. We're 10 seconds in, and you're saying the world will turn to ash, is what you're saying.
No.
The problem?
No, fire will save them.
I said fire alone will save the clan. Now, please meet Rusty, the kitty pet. So he's a cat owned by some people. His people let him outside, though. Don't do that. Don't let your cats outside.
Barn cats are always outside.
He's not a barn cat. He's just a cat. Lives in a house, but they let him outside.
I thought this all was on like a farmland.
But there's houses around too, in like one spot.
It's country cat.
There's a neighborhood-ish.
It's a country cat.
Anyway, Rusty is outside and he runs into some ThunderClan cats. He runs into Gray Paw and Blue Star and Lionheart. Lionheart is the deputy under Blue Star of ThunderClan. And they are really impressed with Rusty, who starts fighting Greypaw. And then he also, and he really demonstrates that he is a good warrior for being a little kitty pet. They decide that they're going to invite him to ThunderClan. Well, it's derogatory.
Do the city cats talk? Like, are they like, hey,
Yeah,
don't
they
go
all
in the
can
wood. There's a bunch of
communicate.
fucking weirdos out there that are like cosplaying.
He kind of, I think, as I recall, he kind of knew there were cats around outside, but he doesn't know anything about them.
Okay.
But they're like, you're a really good warrior, and we need some more warriors. Do you want to join ThunderClan?
Hey, do you want to die for this cause that you've never heard of before?
Well, Rusty's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
and
all right. I ain't got a lot going
however,
on.
because kitty pets are so looked down upon, a lot of other cats in the clan are like, why would you bring this guy home? That's so weird. And so he gets
discrimination.
He gets really discriminated against. Some other cats wrestle with him, fight him, but again, he's a really good fighter. But
Weird.
in
It's
his
like
fight,
a non-malnourished
yep,
cat that's
in another
that eats
fight with a cat,
meals
he
a day.
loses his collar that he was
No.
wearing. It falls off him, kind of symbolizing that he's not going to go back to that life.
I was
And
going to say it's
also-
pretty ham-fisted symbol,
Yeah.
but it's a book for children.
However,
so I
okay,
get
well,
it.
listen
It's
to
a book for
this
children.
when you talk about ham-fisted. Also, when that happens, Blue Star watches him, and he stands in the sun above the other cat he defeated, and his fur glows red in the sun. And
Whoa,
Blue
that
Star
is epic.
says, I'm going to give you an apprentice name of Firepaw,
Wow.
Okay.
because he's an
That
orange
makes
cat.
sense.
You're with me on this one, right, CJ?
What? This is radical
just-
now.
This is just Pokemon 2. The world will turn to ash.
Well, I think it's a little bullshit that they're like, this person got a prophecy to them, and then it was like, you need to find
Well,
the fire. And
to be
then
clear-
they just saw the first orange cat, and they're like, well, I need someone to save my clan, so I'm going to name you Fire.
To be clear,
and
I'm
now
pretty
that technically
sure-
counts for the
I'm pretty sure
prophecy.
only Spotted Leaf and Blue Star know this prophecy.
Yeah,
So-
Blue Star,
Blue Star
named
named
him
him.
Fire.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, so she was like, I think this is a sign.
She's just
Okay.
like, but she's like, where will I find fire? And then she just looks over. It's like, Greg,
That
your name
cat's
is
Fire.
Fire now, and now you're the prophecy. And then
Hell
it's like,
yeah.
all right, cool.
I'm the prophecy now.
Well, now,
right.
now Firepaw, formerly Rusty,
That is a sick ass name.
Yeah, he's now officially part of the clan of ThunderClan, and though he's not really super well liked because of his previous kitty pet status, he does make some friends. He becomes BFF with Greypaw, who is the cat he initially kind of wrestled with outside of his house. He also becomes really close with another kitty named Ravenpaw and Sandpaw, and he falls in love with the medicine cat Spotted Leaf, which is not good because you know what? Medicine cats can never have a mate, so it's forbidden.
Why?
It's because they have to focus on being the healer and the Star Clan
Yeah,
communicator.
maybe if they had more than one doctor at a time, they get like that's why
Well,
you do
the
that.
medicine cats always choose an apprentice, so they have a medicine cat to take their place when they
You probably have like, I don't know, 3 or 4.
Right, yeah. I
apprentices,
mean,
maybe.
the difference between having one apprentice and like 4 is like negligible. You just do that.
Question:
Yeah.
Are Ravenpaw, Greypaw, or Sandpaw
and Hufflepaw.
right? Happen to any of those other ones happen to be girl cats besides Spotted Leaf?
Sandpaw
is
is
there
a
gonna
girl.
be some? Oh, is there gonna be some love triangle?
Yeah, I mean, I like to be
Unrequited
honest.
love?
I won't cover this, but like Sandpaw and Firepaw have a romance throughout the series as well.
Ooh.
I mean, if there's a trope aimed at like young adult
Sandpaw
novel
is like
readers,
the Nala to his Simba, though.
you can imagine that it's in there probably.
Okay.
Yeah, Sandpaw's like the Nala to his Simba. She
Also-
she kind of teases him for a long time, but
Again,
she
with
likes
the
him.
names, they're just naming them after different colors.
Yeah,
That- like
but they're
it's not
cats.
like
They don't have too much of an advanced.
That's why it's stupid.
No, it's awesome.
That's
No,
the
it's
problem.
really cool.
That's the problem with having a name that both changes as you get older, but doesn't.
Only a little bit.
It's exactly.
Changes
If
at
you're
the
just
end.
gonna change their name anyway.
Well, once you
just be
become
like,
a warrior,
"Your name is
you're
Baby
likely
Sweets."
just gonna be that forever, unless you happen to become the leader.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, there's some other cats I mentioned. There's Blue Star, who's the leader. She actually takes Firepaw under her wing, and he becomes her apprentice. And there's Lionheart, who's a really like good, wise, kind of older boy cat that is just really good heart and really nice to Firepaw. And then there's Tiger Claw, who is really mean and aggressive to Firepaw and is not a nice cat, but really respected in the clan nevertheless.
Boomer.
Yeah. So Firepaw and Greypaw and Ravenpaw, they're buddies. Ravenpaw reveals to Firepaw and Greypaw that Tiger Claw, who is his mentor as an apprentice, he actually knows that Tiger Claw murdered the previous deputy before Lionheart. And it was in
Why is he
the
still
middle
there?
it was in the middle of a battle with Shadow Clan. Nobody else saw. Tiger Claw was doing it because he was thinking, I'm gonna be nominated deputy. He's a power-hungry kitty cat. He wants to be leader of ThunderClan someday.
Just yet another reason why the power structure is so
So
fucking
he killed
stupid.
the previous deputy, thinking, I'm gonna be the next deputy. But Blue Star didn't pick him. She chose Lionheart, and so he's harboring quite a frustration about this. However,
How many cats do I have to kill to be in charge?
Liz, I'm harboring quite a frustration about
Why
this.
wouldn't he just kill the leader one?
Because he wants to be, he doesn't want to. He
Because
wants
if he
people
kills
to
the
like
he
leader
him.
doesn't-
one, then
he
the
doesn't-
deputy.
Yeah.
he
He
doesn't
wants to
think he can win
succeed.
an election.
Yeah, he's
No,
trying
the deputy
to-
is picked by the leader.
Right, but
Yeah.
if
If you
you
kill the leader, then the deputy just becomes the leader.
yeah, but he already killed the deputy, so why not just do both?
Yeah,
because he
he's-
doesn't
yeah,
want to risk it. He wants to ascend to the leadership position, but he doesn't want anybody to know that he's willing to
What-
kill for it.
But he is.
But he is.
What does the leader do? Because
They
it sounds
lead.
like
They lead.
well, it sounds like the astral cats from beyond are the ones who really lead. Like
They make all
if
the
there's
decisions
any
for the clan. They like negotiate with the other leaders.
Yeah,
They
it is hard.
make other
It is
decisions.
hard to listen to like leadership when the like the information coming down from the top brass is like fire shall cleanse the clan of evil. It's like, all right, but what do I do with that?
Yeah, well,
As-
Star Clan is that's how they talk. They don't
Mhm.
usually just tell you straight up.
So they.
So- okay. You first, Ethan. I also have
I'm,
questions. That's
I'm
fine.
sorry. It's just I've been holding on to this one for a while, but I just don't know what these cats, the clans, have to fight about.
Territory.
'Cause
Territory.
Just like humans.
that doesn't mean anything.
hunting land.
no, also
Ethan.
hunting.
Territory
Yeah.
and resources.
Yeah, it's territory.
What do they
resources.
use? What resources do they use? That's what I'm saying.
Food.
Like
They
Their
hunt.
food.
They have to
Their
eat.
food.
Yeah.
like cats are known for killing way more things than they have
Cats
to
are
eat.
also
Like,
known for
cats-
being territorial.
Cats are also not known for
It's-
grouping up into
Checkmate.
groups of 50 and creating power structures.
They are
so
known
these are
for
different,
getting,
Ethan. It's
having
fantasy.
big groups though. In stray cats they do have like whole little groups they form together. Stray cats do.
It's just the kind of thing. It's like when people fight different groups of people, it's because they have like literal resources that they want to use.
I mean, so
right?
it's not like they're constantly at conflict with the other clans though. They all live nearby and they do try to cooperate with each other, but sometimes clans do something
Sometimes
another
just
one
do a
really
war.
doesn't like. And they also don't want you to come into their territory or hunt on their territory, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So they try to cooperate, but like they have things that
They
they're like, we don't like
try.
that you're doing that. We're gonna
Al-
attack you if you do
also
anything else.
Presumably, all of the leaders from all of the clans sort of speak to the ancestral beyond,
Yes. Yeah.
which again would just be like, why would they're basically just one
They-
unified nation?
Okay,
They
so-
have a meeting.
Bound
So
by
all four
oligarchy.
clans do get together to meet once in a while. and so they kind of give each other updates and like just talk to each other. So they
So
try to
question
cooperate.
about that. Question about that.
Yes.
So do they? Okay, you mentioned they use like this quartz that like to like commune with the
Yes.
star cats, right? Do they all share the same piece of quartz, or does
Yeah,
like,
they
each
all
clan have
they
their
all
own
go
quartz?
there.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Okay.
so here's the thing. Every war that exists between these cats would be about who gets to go to the magic stone. Like it would be constant. It would never end.
There is some conflict over it.
Of course there is. That's the only
Of course there is.
object that exists that they need access to.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
the
you have
great
to.
it's like the great tree
So
in
it's like-
Avatar.
It's like
where
slightly. It's like
God.
slightly on Wind Clan's territory, and
They would war against
no,
Wind
no,
Clan constantly.
listen. You have to let Wind Clan know when you have. The only reason you go there is when you have a new leader. So you have to let Wind Clan know, hey, we have a new leader who's coming over for the leader ceremony.
Oh, so they don't need to
To the
use the
Moonstone.
rock to get their prophecies.
I mean,
No.
that's a
No, they
lot
come
of
into the
power
dream.
in Wind Clan's hand.
they
I don't
will
know.
also occasionally go there for an emergency to speak to Star Clan, but again, you're generally it's Wind Clan knows that they just need a heads up that you're gonna come. Go talk to Star Clan.
All
I'm
right.
just saying, if I'm the leader of River Clan, I maybe say to myself, like, well, I don't know if I trust that Wind Clan. I feel like maybe we should have control of the rock and they can come to us and ask when they want to use it.
I'm sure it's a plot point.
It is a plot point. Speaking of, let me get back to the plot.
Yeah. So why did Ravenpaw choose to tell this this outsider cat and their
he's
bud
become really
Tiger,
close.
whatever?
He's become really close. They're all become really good friends, and Ravenpaw is confiding in them because he's scared. He says,
Why not tell the leader?
He says, I think Tiger Claw is gonna murder me because I'm the only witness. Because everyone loves Tiger Claw. They're like, there's no way you could ever do anything bad.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay,
so
well,
he could
what?
win. He could win a popular election.
Listen, I need to get to more plot points because everything you're asking comes up.
Okay.
Oh
Let
my
me just
God,
talk,
so
good.
good.
guys.
That's what I
They
did
thought of everything.
otherwise, yeah.
We're looking the
I
fools
understand.
right now.
All right, so listen, that's a plot point that Ravenpaw knows, and he tells Firepaw and Greypaw, and nobody else knows this. However, Tiger Claw has realized that Ravenpaw knows his secret, and so he exits the story, essentially. Ravenpaw is taken to safety to live with a loner cat, and Tiger Claw thinks he's dead, and so Firepaw are like, great, we protected our buddy. But now
So they helped fake Ravenpaw's
Yes.
death. Got it.
Yes, but they're like, now we gotta let like Blue Star know, and like we gotta help like start convincing that Tiger Claw has done something bad. Blue Star is really trustworthy of Tiger Claw. This is just a big plot point. It's mainly just her.
But not enough to make
She just didn't.
them the
She
deputy.
didn't see him as being her deputy. That's about it.
Okay. Okay.
Listen,
So
I think you're really cool.
now
You've just
listen
got
though.
hella beta energy.
Now listen. So Shadow Clan ends up attacking Thunder Clan camp kind of out of the blue. They notoriously have a leader who is extremely vicious at the moment, Shadow Clan. He's known for doing a lot of bad things, and he's being really aggressive to the other clans right now for their territory.
But the clans all try to work.
They
together.
try. But well, it's just this current leader is not a
Why
good guy.
Why did we add a Slytherin to the houses?
Why, as we, the largest and most numerous of the other clans, not simply kill everyone in Shadow Clan?
Well, so during this attack, Shadow
That
Clan
would be a genocide.
Shadow Clan does kill a few cats. Spotted Leaf dies. Firepaw is very
No.
sad.
I like Spotted Leaf.
Also, Lionheart dies.
Makes room for Sandpaw to move in. though.
Lionheart dies, the deputy, and also a few kits are stolen. So Firepaw and Greypaw lead like the rescue mission to get their kits back, and they succeed. And because of this, they earn their warrior titles. They become Fireheart and Greystripe.
They become.
Okay.
But however,
They
also
become
since
warrior
Lionheart
cats?
died, Tiger
Yeah.
Claw is the new deputy. And
Whoa.
obviously
So-
Fireheart and Graystripe are like, oh shit.
Oh,
So
Tiger-
did Lionheart die of as mysterious circumstances as the previous
No,
deputy?
he like died. He
during the
was
battle?
killed in battle by
No,
Shadow.
don't you
Shadow
see,
Clan.
By
Fran?
Tiger Claw?
Don't you
No.
see Tiger Claw?
No, Tiger Claw legitimately didn't kill anybody in that.
Tiger Claw organized with the Shadow Clan. He,
Oh, yeah.
he offered them a deal, and he was
Yep.
like, "You should come attack, and if the guy that I want to die dies, then
I'll
that
give you
would
some
be
kits."
pretty cool."
Listen, this does happen later, but not now.
Yeah, no shit.
Not now, but not now.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
like
All right,
conniving 101.
we need to. Like, I have 30 things that I hate about this, but Lizzie needs to tell me more so I can
Yeah.
wrap them all into one
Yes.
bundle of anger.
All right.
So it's still so there is a huge problem with Shadow Clan currently. That's how book 1 ends.
No shit, they're
Yes.
stealing children.
Well, like they're like talking about that. There's also like the leader. Gosh, I can't remember his name. I think it's Broken Star. He is notorious for training kids
Such
when
a
they're too
mean
young to be
name.
trained as apprentices, and like
Okay.
little
child
kittens,
soldiers, yeah.
kittens have died because of how harshly he trained them.
Oh,
So,
he wants
he's
like
a bad
elite
guy.
warrior cats,
Yeah,
though.
he's
Like
really-
Spartan
He's
cats.
a bad kitty cat,
I
and
don't
he's
know.
also just like up on the other clans' business and attacking everybody. It's a big thing that's happening.
Are they like hard to find? Is that just like
They have-
Shadow Clan?
Are they just elusive?
Yeah. It seems like they should just be dealing with this a little more
Right, yeah, this
aggressively.
does seem like the kind of thing that almost immediately the other three
Are
clans
they-
would be like, okay,
They're
we're going to
powerful
kill
warriors.
you
Are
all.
they like the Hidden Leaf Village? Is it just hard to get to?
No, they're powerful warriors. Well, like ThunderClan doesn't want to have a war. They don't want to have a
Well,
war.
war is upon
Well,
them.
It's like,
Tiger
I
Claw
would
does
rather
too.
just be raided on occasion.
Listen, we have a lot of
Well, they fight
kittens.
back. They had a battle with them. They,
Right,
They,
listen,
in
listen.
fact, have
listen.
another battle with them that ends up with that Graystripe almost dies. Graystripe almost drowns in a river on the edge of River Clan, but he is saved by a River Clan warrior, which was very nice.
That is pretty nice.
Named Silverstream. Guess what? They fall in love and have a secret forbidden relationship between clans.
Oh, are you not allowed
Oh,
to
you're
like
not
date?
You're
supposed
not
to mate
allowed
with other
to mate with other
clans?
clans.
Oh.
No, no. That's
Oh.
against warrior
Mm.
code.
Their clans are going to get really incestuous really fast
Yes.
then.
Well,
So-
they're not allowed to.
Well, that's why they recruit Rusty from the houses.
Yeah.
That's fair.
To add
Yeah,
some
those
genetic
are like
diversity.
right.
Well,
they're
there's
all like cousins
again,
at this
there's
point.
implied that there's a lot of cats in these clans,
Fair
so
enough.
they still have a lot to pick from. But
Okay.
Graystripe and Silverstream are having a romance in the background for a while that like Graystripe's sneaking away and Fireheart like covers for him, even though he doesn't really approve either. But like Fireheart and
I don't think Fireheart
Graystripe
has much of a say.
yeah, Fireheart and Graystripe are both given apprentices to train, and like Fireheart has to train Graystripe's apprentice because he's so busy going to visit his girlfriend in another
Oh.
clan.
Well, again, the difference between one apprentice and two is like not there.
Also, this is like such a minor
one.
plot point, but I just think one part of it is so funny that I have to mention it. So while that's happening, Fireheart also goes back and ends up meeting up with his kitty pet sister, Princess.
okay.
And she
Okay.
sees what Fireheart has become, and she's like, I really want this for my son. I have a son now. And I want you to take him to live the
Spay
warrior
and neuter your
life.
cats, people.
Yeah, I want you to take him to live the warrior life. So Fireheart ends up bringing Cloudpaw back to
How-
ThunderClan.
How
And-
long?
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry,
The reason
what's
why I
the-
want to bring this up, because it's like not really relevant to the rest of the plot. I just
Mhm.
want to mention that Cloudpaw, he's not like a baby when he comes. He's like old enough to become just a Cloudpaw
sure.
right away. And
Mhm.
Cloudpaw is like kind of a little shit, and it's like, this is all really stupid.
Yeah.
Like this thing you guys have
I-
going on, and he like goes back to his house a lot and like gets fed by his
Yeah,
old
no
owner.
shit.
Yeah, I'm with Cloudpaw 100%.
Also, Cloudpaw
Because,
is
like-
an atheist.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Doesn't
hold
believe
on.
in the Star Cats.
We've talked about this 100 times when we play Dungeons and Dragons, but the concept of an atheist in a world where there's tangible
Canonically
proof
gods.
that God is talking to you and intervening in the world is the most absurd thing.
I mean,
that's
he
why I
hasn't
wanted to
been
bring it
talked
up.
to by a Star Cat
I
yet. How would he? Why would he know?
Sure. I just love that Princess is like, yo, Fireheart, my brother. You've been gone for 4 months. You came back. In that time, you've lost like 8 friends. They've died in vicious battles. This is what I want for my boy.
I don't really remember that part. Like, I'm sure there was more to like what she said to him, but that's the outcome.
I love your scars. I love how hurt you look.
Again, it's like such a minor plot point in this, but I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's so funny. There's an atheist cat amongst all of this.
It's very good. It's very
wonderful.
good.
He's like a little shit too. Like Fireheart like hates dealing with him.
Yeah, pretty much anyone who's an atheist and is always rubbing it in your face a little shit. So
He's also like a teenager, so
yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah. So he's just like every
yeah.
edgy teenager.
Well, anyway, back to the main parts
Back
of
to
the
the
plot.
important
So
stuff.
Tiger Claw, despite being deputy now, he so badly wants to be leader that he has decided he's going to set a trap to kill Blue Star. He sets a trap for her by leading her onto a thunder path so she can get hit by a car.
Well, now
and
it makes
die.
more sense because now he is just next in line.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, he did it initially because he thought, he just kind of assumed, he probably was overconfident. He's like, I'm a shoo-in for the deputy.
Right.
But he wasn't.
But he wasn't. So he had to just kill everyone else.
So, well, anyway, so now he's like, I gotta get Blue Star out of the way, so I'm leader. And he sets a trap for her. However, Fireheart and Graystripe are there to help save her and avoid her getting hit by a car. However, some other cats do, unfortunately.
How many cats got hit by one car?
Well, it's like the main point is the main like character that gets hit is Fireheart's apprentice Cinderpaw
No.
is permanently injured, which is very sad.
This is a country road.
was
How
gonna
many
say-
cars do they have?
I mean, they're
Can you-
British.
can
They're
you-
British. They're speeding.
Can you imagine if you were driving down the road and you saw like 20 cats in the road and you're like, oh God,
Oh,
I
God.
can't stop. There's so many. There's nowhere to even
I'm just
swerve.
imagining.
What I remember.
I'm
from
imagining
reading
Tiger
this-
Claw I'm imagining Tiger Claw just like tricking Blue Star out onto the road, and then now you just wait here for half an hour, maybe.
Yeah,
That
like,
is
to be
exactly-
honest, I don't remember the details.
That's exactly
I just
what
was-
happened in The Lion King.
I can like vaguely remember reading the parts that involve being on thunder paths because there's several instances across the series, and like they're always like the sound of the cars confuses the cats. Like it's so loud that it freaks them out,
Sure.
and they don't know how to think well. So those segments are written very chaotically because it's like the cats are like, I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. Yeah, like they're running all over like they're panicking. So like, again, I don't really remember the details of like how like the trap is set and like how they just ultimately do get up ending getting struck by a car. But like, I know it was like just they're all panic induced and they are very scared of the cars. And so they freak out and don't
Also-
think very well.
I feel like Tiger Claw didn't plan that very well because they got Blue Heart. I'm assuming Blue Star's got a few lives left,
Yeah.
and
As
the
we've
one
established,
cat who
Frank,
was, no,
if-
Yeah.
but that one of these cats was injured and did not die.
Yes.
Who does not have 9 lives? So that means whatever injury
I
they
mean,
would
he
have
was
gotten
just
from
trying-
that car would not have.
It feels
actually
like I'm just gonna point out, friend.
gotten rid of the mirror.
If we had like a big road that we lived by that literal monsters rolled past every once in a while, tricking a person to going onto that road would seem like a pretty good way to kill them if you just wanted them to die.
Yeah, I mean, he's just
I-
throwing stuff at the wall, trying to get out, like not being.
I feel like
clear
poison would have
that
been better.
not
Let's just
if-
make
not
I
sure.
being
don't know
clear
if
that he
cats
killed
have
her.
that technology.
Yes, they do have poison
I mean-
berries, and there are cats
Yeah,
who are tricked into
there's-
eating poison berries.
Yeah,
in this
there's
series.
berries
So
in the
I feel
wild.
like such a fucking
I-
idiot. What a fool I was.
Also,
for assuming
onions.
that.
Cats can't have onions or whatever.
Just look, I found this leek out in the wild. I bet it would be tasty if you ate of its root.
So like I wasn't going to mention it because it ends up it's just like there's so much to cover in this book in this series, but like the evil Shadow Clan leader, that's how he dies. Is he's tricked? He gets
Got
like
him.
blinded, and so then he's
By
like,
what?
and then his a cat tricks him into eating death berries, and it's actually his own mother that he doesn't recognize. It's a whole other drama.
Jesus.
Like
Okay.
I have to make it clear that there's so many like little mini arcs of drama that's like really crazy like that happening throughout this whole series that I'm not covering.
All right. What happens to my boy Fireheart?
Yes. All right. So going on, we're into book 3 now. This is kind of another bigger drama that happens. Graystripe and Silverstream have kittens.
Oh.
So now everybody's gonna know Silverstream dies giving birth, which is very sad. Graystripe is like grief struck. Their forbidden love is revealed. RiverClan and ThunderClan are pretty pissed off.
Who gets the cat?
In order to avoid having more conflict, Graystripe gives up the kittens to RiverClan, and then also decides to live in RiverClan with them. So Graystripe, Fireheart's buddy, he's just out now for a while.
Well,
He's
good
like-
on Graystripe for stepping up.
Well,
to
like,
take
lives a
care-
Graystripe's gonna
block
come
away
back,
now.
but I mean, like, he's like Fireheart will not have his help for a little while on
But
trying to
also, okay,
help with
what
Tiger
conflict
Claw.
was he? What conflict was he trying to avoid by having his kits go to River? Like, were they fighting over the babies?
Yeah, they were gonna fight over
Oh.
babies.
Listen, these are the most genetically diverse babies that we have seen in years. We
They'll be
need
the
these
strongest.
Now,
babies.
listen, this is all gonna come back.
Listen, we are gonna try to work together, but if you don't give us those babies, we will do a war on you.
This like comes back in multiple ways. You'll see.
Oh
But-
God.
Leaving that for a little bit. Tiger Claw has a new plan.
His plans have been very shit thus far, but yeah.
He has
Okay.
a new plan. He has
What book are we in?
secretly-
3,
We're
4?
into 3. He
Okay.
has befriended a lot of rogue cats in his time, and
Rogue elements.
he is like, "Hey, I need you guys to attack our camp. I'm gonna lead you there, and I'm gonna pretend to defend the clan against you. During the battle, I'm gonna kill Blue Star, and then it will seem like she died in battle protecting the clan against the rogues.
Same
So
plan.
he's going back to his original
Yep.
plan.
Again.
So,
So-
in the
Got it.
chaos of battle, gonna murder the leader. That's what worked for the deputy. So
I mean, if it ain't broke,
but
don't
he's
fix it, I guess.
he's initiating it. He's bringing a bunch of rogues to camp.
I-
He leads them there.
What does he want?
He wants to be
Wants to
leader.
be
Blue-
leader.
When Blue Star
What
dies,
does
he's
that
leader.
like?
He
He's
wants
got a
power.
bunch of rogues who are willing to die in battle
Now
for
listen,
him.
he has more
like
plans.
he's willing to
That's
to
not
kill a bunch
political
of
power.
he's gonna kill everybody in his own clan. Like he's killed half of his clan.
Yeah,
There's no
he's willing
political
to kill
power
for
in just
power.
killing everybody.
What?
It's only
It-
been 2. 1.
Listen, he
Maybe?
has more plans, Ethan. We're gonna
Yeah,
get there.
Ethan, you think that this petty power grab is the limit to his true,
yeah.
Potential?
true plan? You
It just-
dunce,
it-
you
It
fucking
it
buffoon.
means nothing. It's
They're cats.
He's
What else
power
are they gonna
hungry.
do?
He wants to be the supreme leader.
Yeah.
So
Supreme leader
I
of
just
cats.
like it's like if I wanted to be president of the United States and I was like, if I release a deadly enough disease to lower the population,
There's a
well
higher
then it'll
chance
be
of
a
getting
lot.
me.
Yeah, it's much more likely that I will be president then.
Wait, are you responsible for COVID?
This is
Yeah.
a good plan.
Yeah, that was Ethan's master plan all along.
Well, listen, he does execute this plan. However, he corners Blue Star in her den alone, ready to kill her. Fireheart arrives just in time and saves her. They chase the rest of the rogues out of the camp. Tiger Claw is outed now as
Yeah.
being mutinous.
So she's aware that Tiger Claw
Well, yeah, no,
was trying
she
to
was
kill
like
her.
he was having a face off with her, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Mhm.
And then Fireheart
I'm
found
gonna
her
get
and was like, "No!" And so he's been
dialogue.
exposed, and so he is banished from Thunder.
Could have been a lot cleaner on Tiger Claw's
Yeah.
part, but all right. But
Yeah,
Tiger
he could have
Claw
done the
is
thing he said he was
banished.
gonna do, but
And guess who's made for his bravery and loyalty to Blue Star is made the new deputy.
but the Stripe, the one that got banished.
No,
to
he's
the
in
other
River
clan.
Clan. Our boy Fireheart is now the
Whoa!
deputy.
Oh.
Wow, he went from
Kitty pet to
literal
deputy.
exile outlaw to like
He was just a
vice
kitty.
president.
How
in,
many
like,
months?
I
How
don't
many
know.
weeks?
I don't know how much time this. I don't remember.
Someone made a timeline,
yeah.
I'm sure. I'll find it later.
So that's the end of the book 3. So starting book 4, Blue Star is not doing great because she feels very betrayed by Tiger Claw.
I mean, she was.
She's kind of an older cat, and I think it's implied that her old age is perhaps affecting her mental state because she is getting
Kitty Alzheimer's?
she's getting a little paranoid. She's getting paranoid
Okay.
that now everyone is going to be out to get her.
I mean,
All
that
right.
might just be
Yes.
surviving a traumatic event.
Yeah,
Also.
I mean, I can. That lands with me a lot more of her having kitty Alzheimer's than
Yeah.
like several of her most trusted people being like, "Hey, Tiger Claw's trying to kill you," and then later he tries to kill her, and she's like, "Now I can trust no one."
Yeah.
What happened to Ravenpaw? Ravenpaw coming
Ravenpaw
back
never
yet?
comes back. He just stays with that loner
Oh.
cat for
He
the
just faked his
rest
death
of
and is gone
forever.
forever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no fair. That's no fun. I was hoping that would pay off.
He like comes back in other books, like they see him, but
in
he
book
just
38.
It's not
he
in
really
this
bonds with the
version.
barn cat, and like that's just they
Okay.
they
we
live
can't.
together.
We cannot do a "Where Are They Now" on every
Yeah.
single.
And they
cat
were
we do,
roommates.
Fran.
and
kind
they
of
were
thing?
roommates. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just gonna rapid fire of events that happen in book 4. So Blue Star, her mental state is not going well. She decides I
either.
really got to talk to StarClan, so we're gonna make an emergency visit with Fireheart to the quartz crystal. However, they
Mhm. In the Wind Clan territory.
Wind Clan stops them and is like, "What are you doing?" And like we didn't get word about this, and to avoid like a skirmish with them, they back off and go home. But
So
Blue Star
phenomenally stupid.
Blue Star takes this as she's like, StarClan doesn't want to talk to me. They sent Wind Clan to stop me from talking to them. I can't trust StarClan anymore. I can't trust anybody. So she's really doing bad.
Okay.
Fireheart essentially has to become like the pseudo leader because Blue Star's just not doing great.
Maybe the new medicine cat should like try and see if
Yeah.
They
Did they
could
get a new
like,
medicine cat?
do
Yeah,
a
they did.
therapy on her.
They got a new medicine
Okay.
cat. So the other like big things that happened in this book are a fire sweeps through ThunderClan camp and some cats die and they have to go to RiverClan for help. And
I thought fire was the only thing that could save them.
it
Well,
did destroy
wait,
their
no.
camp.
Now Blue Star is the only one who knows about that prophecy, right?
Yes.
Because Spotted Leaf died.
Yes.
They didn't tell anybody
Blue
else.
Star is the only one that
Yeah.
knows that fire is supposed to
Yeah,
save the clan.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
They haven't got
Um,
any new prophecies since then.
They will get a new one
That's not-
soon.
Okay.
Oh.
They weren't allowed to go to
So-
the place that everyone
The other
communally
big
owns,
thing
but
that
also only the
happens-
Wind Clan owns.
The other big thing that happens is that the clans have like their general gathering that they do once in a while. So all 4 clans to come together to talk.
It's gonna be awkward with Shadow
And-
Clan.
Well, guess something horrible happened at Shadow Clan in the background.
Oh, no.
There was a horrible plague. And a lot of cats died of an illness, including their leader and their deputy and a few of their more senior warriors.
So did
But guess
Tiger Claw go to
who
Shadow
had been
Clan?
accepted by Shadow Clan?
Yeah.
Good old Tiger Claw.
So
And guess
stupid.
what?
Yeah.
He's Tiger Star now.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I
shit.
thought that was against the rules of switching clans.
The other one did
No,
that.
yeah, Grey Stripe was accepted in the River Clan. Like it's a thing,
Okay,
but it's
what-
not
what
common.
was
You can't have
forbidden
romance.
about
You
it
just can't
then?
have romance.
The
It's
word,
not
so,
can't have
common.
kids.
the word
Can't
clan
mate.
here is used very loosely in that you can switch whenever you want
No.
as long as everyone's cool with
It has to
You're-
be for
you're
it has to
forbid-
be under certain circumstances. Listen, they had that their Shadow Clan's previous leader thought that Tiger Claw was pretty cool because he was a sinister one himself. So that's all I
Yeah.
have to say about
Yeah.
it.
It's
Really.
an old boys
Yep,
club there.
Yep,
That's
yeah,
right, yeah.
yep, okay, yep.
So Tiger Star now though, like I said, he had other plans. Even though he's become a leader, he really wants to be the biggest, bestest leader. So his plan ultimately going forward is I'm gonna unite all 4 clans under me.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna
And
be
I'm gonna
pretty
be
Of
the
course.
hard to
big
do.
Yeah.
head honcho.
All right.
The idea of attempting to murder the head of a clan and then just becoming the head of a different clan and then being like, and now we unite is like the most bananas
Well,
thing.
so here's what happens. So he like is pretty pissed at the ThunderClan cats though. Like he wants vengeance against them for banishing
For
him.
kicking him out
Yep.
because he tried to murder
Yeah,
the leader. Okay.
He's
Justified.
he just wants
I
he just
guess.
wants to be mean to them. Because he's bad. He's
Yeah.
a bad
But
cat.
Dude, if you're gonna unite the clans under your power, you can't do that, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, well, whatever. But so
Bad at politicking.
yeah. So he like does this whole thing where he tricks a bunch of dogs into attacking the cats in
Of course, there's
ThunderClan.
dogs.
Well, the dogs maim and kill some ThunderClan cats. Because Tiger Star like, and he like led one of their cats into one of the queens even, which is sad because she had
No.
bebes. He
Oh,
led
no.
her and killed her and then fed her to the dogs, so they had a taste for
Oh.
cat.
Hey, once those dogs
And then he,
get
like,
a taste for
You
cat,
needed to convince them.
Well, then he like had like a
My.
trail of like other dead animals, like rabbits and stuff, leading to ThunderClan, so they would go there.
Okay.
Fireheart concocts a plan to lead the dogs over a nearby gorge, like off a cliff into some water, and that they'll hopefully die. So
Dogs can
gruesome
swim,
plan.
though.
I know. Well,
and
that's
can
their
see
plan.
cliffs.
That's their
Yeah,
plan.
that's like dog. That's one of the ways you hunt with dogs is you have them chase things to cliffs.
That's their plan. And so they are in the process of, however, Tiger Claw happens to like be there because he's been trying to watch this go down. Or Tiger Star, sorry. Tiger Star.
Yeah.
And he tries to he sees Fireheart and he really does not like Fireheart, so he tries
Never
specifically
Yeah.
tries specifically to lead dogs to Fireheart to kill him. However, Blue Star valiantly jumps in the way to defend Fireheart, but in the process falls off the cliff into the water.
No.
Okay.
Blue Star is still alive when they
Right,
pull her from
'cause
the river.
She has like magic.
They
Cat
pull her from the river and
lives.
she's still alive. She's not doing well. They end up on the side of River Clan. And
That
what ends up
tracks.
being revealed is that Blue Star has kittens in River Clan
What?
as well.
But
She
that
had
is
a forbidden
forbidden.
romance 2 years ago.
Oh shit!
But she stayed
But then-
loyal to ThunderClan and just left her
Oh,
babies
shit.
in RiverClan.
So when the other
Wait.
cats were brought over there, they were just like, so the usual deal then we just take the cats, and they were like, yeah.
They were with her
It's
mate in
forbidden,
Thunder.
though.
They were mate with their daddy in RiverClan. That cat is no longer alive though. He died a long time ago.
Her mate's gone.
Yeah. But her kits, her children are there with her as she loses her final life from her injuries. She tells Fireheart that she believes that he's the fire that will save her clan.
Ah.
She dies, and now Firestar is ThunderClan's leader.
That's a cool name. If only his name was that from the beginning.
So that's the end of book 5. And so the final book.
So, do they don't know what fire is supposed to save them from? It's just
No.
that he will save.
So
the clan.
yeah, well,
Okay.
so Firestar, when he becomes the leader, he has to go do the leader ceremony.
Of course.
He gets a new prophecy from Blue Star herself.
With permission from the
so
Wind Clan, I presume.
not a long gap between.
Nope.
She's just like, oh hey,
Well, yeah,
I'm a
she
ghost
died
now.
and went
Hey,
to
bud.
heaven. That's
Yeah.
and she's with her mate, and she's very happy about that.
Aw.
She tells Firestar, 4 will become 2. Lion and tiger will meet in battle, and blood will rule the forest.
It's just like, Blue, hey, man, you've been there for like a day. Could you just talk in normal
That's all they had to talk
language
now.
So you could let me know what's
Also,
going on?
Spotted Leaf talks to Firestar too, his
Oh.
first love. She grants him
Oh.
his first life of. She's like, I grant you a life of love. Which is very
Oh,
cute.
cute.
Blue Star also
I
gives
would have
So-
been all over
whenever
you.
have
Also, he
also
sees
also
Lionheart
as
from the
leader of
beginning.
clan, love is forbidden.
Yeah.
He also sees
I mean,
Lionheart from the
it
beginning.
seems honestly, it
Okay.
seems to me like this whole forbidden thing is just kind of foreplay for them.
Right?
Like,
It's just like, oh, we
Yeah, who
shouldn't
doesn't
be
like
doing this.
like we're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that is what teenagers would prefer? Yeah. So okay, hold on. So prophecy wise, so 4 will become 2. So 4 clans are going to turn into 2 clans. Very
Yes.
cool.
that's so presumptuous, Fran.
But then
it could mean
Lion
anything.
and
Tiger will meet in
Tiger. So we
battle.
obviously have Tiger Star.
Yep.
We don't know a lion because the only lion we knew was Lionheart, who just gave him a life.
Yes.
So
Very
And blood will rule the forest.
There's no way
Okay.
there's no way that the Thunder and River clans, what with their intermingled genetic pools, would not simply ally with each other against the Shadow Clan.
That would be
Well-
very logical and straightforward.
that'd be pretty
CJ.
pragmatic.
Well, listen, plot point I did not touch on is that River Clan has had like 2 leaders in the background in this time, and they have a newer leader named Leopard Star, who's a little naive, and she
Okay.
does end up getting convinced by Tiger Star to conjoin into one
Mm.
clan,
Okay.
and they're gonna be dual leaders together. And she says, "All right, sure, yeah." The name of the new conjoined River Clan and Shadow Clan is Tiger Clan.
Oh,
Which is
that sounds
absurd.
like a
Well, I know. I
that
was gonna
sounds
say,
like a
That's
cooperative
so
leader
funny. Tiger
thing.
Claw was like, "Listen, we'll be dual leaders. It is going to be named after me, though."
Yeah, Ethan, do you want
Well, no,
to start?
it's going to be one after Tiger, and then your name is River Clan, so we'll take the clan from River.
Oh,
Ethan,
that's
do you want to
that's
start
fair.
a new
50-50.
podcast? I want us to be equal partners, and we're going to call it CJ's Podcast.
Well, that makes sense. We'll take the cast part from my
Right,
from
from
my
your
podcast.
name, from
Yeah.
Ethan, and then the CJ part is just, I don't know. I
Well,
guess my name.
so Tiger Star and Leopard Star are like, you guys could be in on this too, to Wind Clan and Thunder Clan, and obviously Firestar is like, no.
No.
But also Tall Star, the leader of Wind Clan, is like, no.
Tall Star.
Is like, no, thank you. So now Tiger Clan is pretty on the attack against those two, because they're like, nah, you will join us.
How did they
we'll
know
make
Tall
you.
Star was going to be tall when they were a little baby?
Maybe
It
he
was
was
just real
tall from
lanky.
the start. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just lanky legs.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's a lanky boy.
Yeah, you know how human babies are born, and you're like, this one's going to be a tall
Maybe
one.
he
You
was
can
a
tell.
lanky little kitty.
Just dangling by the
Uh,
leg.
Well, so River Clan is planning to. They're closest to Thunder Clan, and they're planning to launch an attack on Thunder Clan. However, Gray Stripe appears and warns Fireheart about this, or Firestar.
I feel like if you were going to do a war against a clan, the first thing you should do is be like, okay, are there any people from that clan
Right.
currently in this
They
clan
expect
who might
you to
have
be loyal
some?
to your
Yeah.
clan, but yeah, Gray Stripe was
They
like,
expect him to be loyal to his clan. He already betrayed his
well,
last clan.
he pledged loyalty to the River Clan.
He
so that's
pledged
what he's supposed
loyalty
to
to
do.
the last clan he was in too.
That's just what he's.
There's
Yeah,
a
I-
reason. There's a whole term for oath
Listen-
breakers.
Well, he's banished from River Clan for doing so.
I don't know how big these clans are. I don't know how many cats they have, but we are at around a dozen cats that we know of that
more
are
than
in
that.
River.
I told
Yeah.
you there's a lot going on in the background
Like-
that I am not mentioning.
There's like a huge chunk of River Clan that can trace their parentage to
To
Thunder
Thunder
Clan.
Clan.
That
Yeah.
then they're like,
So,
but I don't know, let's do
what
a
about-
war.
So what about Blue Star's kits and Gray Stripe's kits? Are they like, well, we're a River Clan, so we're just gonna
Well,
stay here, or are they gonna
I'm
follow
gonna
in the
bring it up.
footsteps of their?
I'm going to bring it up.
Fine.
Gray Stripes kits are just babies still, aren't they?
Yeah,
been,
they're
like,
pretty
weeks.
young. Yeah, they're pretty young.
They're probably paused by now.
Yeah, they're probably paused by now.
Blue Star's kittens were like adults.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that was a while
Yeah.
ago.
yeah. And they're okay with the joining the clan whose leader tried to kill their mom.
They were never in ThunderClan, so
No,
they've only been ever loyal to RiverClan. So
okay.
Yeah, their mom gave them up when they were babies.
yeah, they didn't even know Blue Star.
Okay.
So
okay.
So Gray Stripe is back in ThunderClan now. By the way,
Right? Why not?
well,
Yeah, sure.
Firestar
Anyone else
loves
want to
that
trade
boy.
while we're doing this, or are we just gonna do a war?
Gray Stripe loves
Draft
that boy.
picks or not?
Anyway, Gray Stripe does not become the deputy though because of his back and forth between clans.
That tracks.
Firestar's like, sorry, my boy, I love you, but you cannot be the deputy.
Fair.
It's a different cat.
I'm okay with some residency requirements in order to gain leadership in the clan.
So,
'Cause Saturn Clan obviously did not have that.
yes. So there's a lot happening because Tiger Clan is it's just planning to coerce through war Wind
So
Clan
force.
and Wind Clan and Thunder Clan to become part of Tiger Clan. Tiger Star is still hungry though because he has made another alliance. Remember those rogue cats that he knew a while ago
Uh-huh.
that he tried to he lured in the camp to try and help him kill Blue Star? He has been
Yeah.
talking with them again,
So-
and
course.
they
Did he ever stop?
no, they have formed a huge group,
okay.
and they call themselves Blood Clan.
I was gonna say, isn't the whole point of the rogue cats that they're kind of like on their own? But it sounds like they're
Yeah.
all kind of grouped together.
They've
but I guess
grouped
they
together
just
for
formed-
this. They have their own leader though. His name is Scourge.
Okay.
They
Okay.
follow Scourge.
That's fucking
That's
epic,
Scourge
dude.
Star. Just Scourge.
No, just Scourge because they're not like in the clan
Yeah.
system, but they
You
have started
know-
because of Tiger Star. They were like, we should have a cool name. We're Blood Clan.
Right. Right. I
Are they
mean,
gonna talk to the quartz crystals?
No, they don't
it's
believe in Star
probably
Clan.
not. No, but
Okay.
I do.
Okay,
I
Clan
do
of
think
Atheists, got
you know with rogue cats like Scourge's name when he was growing up was like Belly Paw, and then when he got
Silly
kicked out of
Paw.
his when he got
So-
kicked out of his clan, he's like, all right, I am discouraged now.
So I don't
Scourge,
know
like,
what's
that's
going on with
cringe, dude.
Scourge, but I just have to pull up his description because he is a crazy sounding cat. Because so he's all black cat with blue eyes, and he has one white paw, which you would like, oh, so cute, what a pretty cat. However, he has one torn ear, and then
Sure.
he has on a collar made of dog teeth.
Hell yeah! How did he make the
Whoa.
collar made of
How
dog
I
teeth? Who
Doesn't
crafted
Doesn't have
it for?
opposable thumbs.
Doesn't have thumbs.
so okay, wait. So
What is the binding
I'm just
material?
reading. I'm just reading the Warriors wiki.
Cobwebs.
So he attempted to break free of his collar because he was originally a cat that was owned by humans.
So his
He
name was
attempted to break-
probably like Sock.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sock. He attempted to break
Yeah.
free of his collar with a dog's tooth, which became embedded in his collar and resulted in him lying about killing a dog to gain the respect of other cats. And he renamed himself Scourge. So,
Oh,
Right.
so it's just one dog too.
but it says there's multiple on him. There's all
Oh.
multiple dog teeth.
So he
on
just
his
found other
collar,
teeth.
So he
Uh-huh.
must have just kept doing that.
I mean, I guess like the difference between being a badass and being cringe is just the follow through.
However,
Yeah.
Scourge is not all talk. He is also a scary cat.
There,
Uh,
there you
Follow
go.
through. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of friction between Tiger Star and Scourge. That
No.
Tiger Star is like, yeah, now I got these other cats who are all really powerful. Like they don't abide by any sort of warrior
don't
code. The
believe
Blood
in
Clan.
God.
They don't believe in God. They're also
He
working.
thinks he's got himself
for
a group of
me.
mercenaries.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, they're also working for me. Y'all better be scared. And they're threatening everybody. And however, Firestar manages to talk like to Scourge, and he's like, why are you
Hey, bud.
he's like, bud, listen. I don't think you are doing what you think is I don't think you're in the right
What do
space
you
working with
think
Tiger
you
Star.
do?
Listen, Sock.
Listen, Sock. I don't think you see that Tiger Star is obviously not going to let you be a dual leader with him. He's just
Also,
trying
what
to get
even is
everybody-
what even does that
using
mean?
you.
Using you.
Yeah, I do I like this because it's just like with even the most basic level of communication between one another, like you immediately, oh yeah, Tiger Star sucks.
Well,
this is very apparent.
Well,
he already
what-
said he was gonna be dual leaders with this other cat, and
Yeah.
now he's like, "Hey, you want to be dual
Well, like
leaders?"
also like
with a different
Firestar
cat?
like tells him about how he's killed to get his position. Like Tiger Star
Again, yeah, just basic
Tiger
communication
Star
about
apparently
events.
led him to believe that he's just like this crazy, awesome, cool cat that everybody loves, and he, was nominated as the leader of Shadow Clan.
Scourge is so fucking cool.
And Scourge decides he's like, yeah, I don't want to work under this guy. Blood Clan is not gonna fight for you.
Listen, we may be
Tiger
called
Star.
Blood Clan, but we're not about that backstabbing.
So,
We're actually
Tiger
just about
Star-
good vibes.
Tiger Star's pretty
Trusting
pissed
each
off
other.
about this, and he and Scourge have a little one-on-one fight where Scourge kills Tiger Star
gonna
by
say-
taking all 9 lives at once.
No way, Scourge loses.
Whoa, Scourge.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Tiger
Whoa.
Star maybe forgot that he has never once won a fight that
Yeah,
was
right.
like not a
He's overconfident.
backstabbing occurrence.
Scourge, it's described that Scourge slits him from neck to belly, and he dies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
Scourge.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, man.
Well,
Good
so
spot.
then Scourge, though, is like, now that that guy's out of the way, I will take over all of you guys.
No, Scourge.
So
Well-
Scourge is like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna rule all of these cats because we're
I'm a
obviously
star
the
now.
most powerful of all of you, and it won't be
Mhm.
it will be a walk in the park to take out all of you losers. So he threatens everybody. Blood Clan is on the attack. Firestar, as a leading voice among the other clans, says, we gotta work together to fight Blood Clan. It's the only thing. We have to all work together, all of the clans. So they,
Mhm.
Which clans
Temporary.
are remaining now?
All of them.
that's all of them. It's just Tiger
they
Star's
split
dead.
back into 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's
And Blood Clan's
well,
just like a fifth
it's
one
like
now.
it's just like chaotic because Tiger Star died, and
So like now being called Tiger Clan, it doesn't really make
Yeah.
a whole lot of
It's, like,
sense. So
weird.
we're
Well,
looking for a new team.
I mean, it's basically just that like this is all happening pretty close together, and then like all the clans
Mhm.
are just together talking
Mhm.
about it, and Firestar is like,
okay.
guys, listen, we gotta work together. Firestar does convince everybody because Blood Clan is like the size of all 4 clans together. Like there's that many
The
cats.
absurdity.
It's
the
a large
absurdity.
amount of cats.
They are all
They're also really
On-
they're
on
scary.
On one hand, you have
They're
a group
godless.
of cats that form family units and reproduce constantly, and on the other hand, you have singular cats who just walk around through the forest, and they, I guess, collected more of those than
They're
the
from, like-
familial.
Well,
like,
they're described as being like city cats, so they were like they've also been like living like where people live.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
I don't. Yeah. So
sure.
well, guess what? They decide they're like, we're not gonna always be like this. This is just so we can try and fight Blood Clan.
Why?
But we're gonna be Lion Clan.
Why
fighting
would they
under
not
Round
like
One.
look at all of the events leading up to this, and they would say
Nobody
to
wants
themselves
just
like,
one leader though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
They want to have their
The
4
the
leaders.
separation of power is important, Ethan.
"It's
Well-
worked out very well for them up until now, I
Yep.
suppose, huh?"
Also, Lion Clan fights. They fight Blood Clan. Firestar has a one-on-one with Scourge. Scourge actually
Mhm.
does take 1 life from Firestar.
That is but one of my
But
lives.
one,
Yeah,
but
gotta
he
eat
does
more of those.
ultimately kill Scourge.
I mean, Scourge did only have 1 life.
Yeah,
so.
Scourge only
Right.
has 1 life.
So really, Scourge
Shoulda-
kind of
shoulda
won.
spoken to God, fool.
Yeah.
And Blood Clan, without their leader, flees. So they won. So this is the end of this series. So the cats go back to their 4 clans to try, and they all start regrouping in their own way. Graystripe, because in the battle he saved like more than 1 cat in ThunderClan, he does end up becoming deputy because
Absurd.
the deputy died.
Of course.
Firestar and Sandstorm have babies.
That's a good name.
Well, it was Sandpaw.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I know
not
that,
Sandstorm.
but now, well,
Fire,
right.
Now it's
Fire-
much better.
Firestar and Sandstorm have babies, and their babies are a big part of the next series. And that's
Wow.
the end
Okay.
of this series. But boy, does so much more happen to these cats.
I
And that's Warrior Cats, the prophecies begin.
the prophecy was that blood will rule the forest. At no point did the Blood Clan rule anything.
No.
They were all
That
scared
part
of
was
them, though.
metaphor. That part was metaphor, as in the rest of it was literal. The
Well,
person fire will save us,
yeah, I
but the
mean,
metaphor of blood will
It
rule.
also said
Listen.
lion and tiger will meet in battle, but from the way you've described it, those two groups never
Didn't really-
existed
yeah.
at the same time.
I know.
They
When I was
didn't.
putting this together, I
Which
was like,
means-
this is not a very good
Which
prophecy,
means what
this one.
which means
When-
what they meant when they said that is that tiger will meet in battle and also lion will meet in battle.
Yeah.
But then they
Yeah, it's a-
phrased it in a way that made it seem like it would be against each other, but
Blue-
was like obtuse on
No.
purpose.
As prophecies go.
It's Blue Star is just back up in heaven, and she's like, "Oh shit! I was supposed to say tiger and blood will meet in battle, but lion will rule. Shit! I got them all mixed
dang.
up."
Well, I've only been here a day. You can't expect that much from me on my first day.
Yeah, no, I did when I was reading this. I was like, that's a little silly.
All right, let's see. Do you have a way,
That part's a little silly.
That part's
do
a
you
little
have a
silly.
way to close out this episode?
I do, in fact. So I won't do it for all of you, but I need one volunteer to take the quiz
Yes.
and learn
sure it's
which
Yes.
clan
I'm too excited. We should make Ethan do
which
it,
clan
honestly.
the stars have decreed you are best suited to
that
serve.
would. I think it would make the most sense for Ethan to do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
alright,
Ethan would
yeah.
do the best. I'll just do it on my own. But
I was
we'll make
I was
Ethan
gonna
do
say
this
This
one.
is
Fran will
the-
enjoy it, but I
this
will.
is on the
I
Warrior
am
Cats
suited.
website, the official website.
Yeah, I see your link here.
This
All right.
This is not only is this like a BuzzFeed. Which clan are you? Like this is the official Warrior
This
Cats
is the
URL.
official
Yeah.
one.
So the one that you
Okay,
get here
um,
is your canonical clan.
Ethan, what makes you feel better after a bad day? Spending time with my family,
Okay.
losing myself in a project or craft, curling up with a good book or movie, working on a challenging puzzle or game, or having a bit of time to myself for some peace and quiet.
When do any of the cats do any of these things?
What makes you feel the best?
Uh-huh.
out of
The
those?
best.
After I have had a bad day, I really love to win a challenging puzzle or game.
All right.
Okay, nice.
There we go.
That's
True
very,
gamer.
that's very
True
shadow
gamer.
of
All
you,
right,
I
number
would
2.
say.
What does
I
your
was just
room,
thinking that.
What does your room look like? A complete mess, nicely decorated, comfortable and lived in, neat and orderly, or organized chaos? I know where everything goes, even if it
I-
seems messy.
I feel like you should answer that question for me, CJ, because I feel like we might have different. I would say comfortable and lived in.
I would not say that. I would say messy. I would say
You'd say-
Ethan's
would you
room
say-
is pretty
Should I
messy.
say organized
Would you say
chaos
mess
is a
or
balance?
organized
Maybe-
chaos?
Yeah, maybe
I
organized
don't
chaos
know
is
if,
the medium
or
of it.
I've seen under your bed where you just stash all your stuff. So I guess in a way,
They're in boxes.
I guess in a way, the thing you want is under your bed, though how you would find it is beyond me. So fine.
Okay,
Or-
organized
we'll- or
chaos,
say
organized chaos.
I'm gonna say
Organized
chaos.
chaos.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. A friend has been dealing with anxiety over something. You
Ethan.
lend them a sympathetic ear. Venting about their problems will let them get that frustration out of their system and they'll feel better. Offer suggestions on ways to deal with whatever is making them feel anxious. Those
Hey,
feelings
stop
won't
being
go
anxious,
away until they deal with what's causing them. Offer them a distraction with their favorite activity. They won't have time to feel anxious if they're having fun. Share stories of my own anxieties. They'll feel better knowing they're not alone.
You think you're anxious? Fuck you. I'm anxious.
Or the
Shit.
last one is suggest they talk to a therapist.
What clan is that one?
This is made for
It could be one of the
people.
ones we haven't met yet, honestly.
Let's see. I feel like, I mean, again, I've definitely done all of these things, but I feel
What's your
like
go-to?
our go-to at this point has got to be just let's do something distracting. Let's
All
play
right.
a game together,
Offer
whatever.
a distraction. Okay.
How river of you.
So, next question. How many friends do you have? Tons? One really close friend? I have a few really good friends. I'm closer with my family, or I prefer to keep to myself.
It's probably tons.
All right,
Tons?
Whenever I say that I only have a few friends, Siley is like, "Shut up, you have lots of friends," and then starts like listing them off for me.
Okay, so tons.
Okay.
What would your friends say? Speaking of those tons of friends, what would your friends say is your greatest trait?
Oh, so we get to answer this one, right?
Honesty?
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Honesty, creativity, kindness, talent, or intelligence?
I'd go with creativity.
I was gonna say honest, but
Honesty?
creativity's pretty good too.
Okay,
I would-
you get to be the tiebreaker
I
then,
will say
Lizzie. What do you
creativity,
think?
too.
What?
I said
Okay.
creativity.
Okay. Then well, yeah,
agree with
I'll
that.
acquiesce to creativity.
All right, your favorite summer activity is
Ugh.
eating ice cream with friends, swimming! Exclamation point. Hanging out in a treehouse, summer camp, or catching fireflies at night.
Okay, wait. The activity,
Like,
the
telling of the demographic that this
Yes,
is
I was
for.
gonna say
activities range between sitting inside of a shittily made wooden house in a tree or the entirety of the experience of
The
summer camp.
It's got to be swimming.
All right, swimming. A friend is being bullied by some classmates.
Oh
You-
no!
You offer to talk to the bullies. Surely there's some way we can work this out without fighting.
No,
What a fire
no
star.
more
Tell my
words.
friend to ignore
Approach.
them. Those bullies are just jealous that they'll never be as fabulous as you.
Mm.
Offer to set a trap of some kind for the bullies.
Ooh.
We'll make them slip up in front of the teacher
That's-
so they'll be
that's
quite
punished and my friend
conniving.
will be safe.
Yeah.
Suggest
Mhm.
they tell the teacher. Trying to solve this ourselves is
Telltale
only going to get us in
bitch.
trouble. Or offer to take care of the bullies myself. They won't ever mess with my friend again once I'm through with them.
A little bit of background for this one. In
Mhm.
third grade, I was the second shortest kid in the grade, and the first shortest kid was like skipped preschool or whatever, so they were a full year younger than me.
Mm.
My two best friends in third grade were both over 6 foot in third grade. So this was not really like an issue that I ever had to
You never
deal
had
with.
stand up to the bullies.
The bullies were never really an issue. But I guess if something did get to the point where those friends could not help, I would probably suggest they tell a teacher.
Wow. I can't believe the
If-
cowardice in your heart.
I said, like, if my boy Kyle is like, dude, there's some bullies that are troubling me, I'm like, well, dude, you weigh 180 pounds in third grade. You should maybe go tell a teacher.
Kill them.
All right, next question. Which of these does not scare you?
Mm,
Confrontation, deep, murky water, heights,
also terrifying.
strange sounds, or darkness?
What? All those things scare. Those are all scary
Well,
things.
so
Confrontation scares
the
you,
least?
Ethan?
What scares you the
Confrontation is
least?
terrifying.
Yeah. What's the least
Uh,
scary to
It's
you?
probably confrontation.
Confrontation can't kill you unless it's like
It
cat
can.
war.
It certainly
Unless
can.
it's cat war. We can answer this one too. What would
Oh.
your friends say is your worst trait?
Okay, great. I've got this.
All right, so the options are gullible, vanity, indecision, aloof, or impulsive.
Indecision.
Surely vanity, right, guys?
Indecision. I
Ethan's
would
pretty
say.
aloof.
Indecision and aloofness are kind of the same thing.
Yeah, they're
also.
pretty close.
Yeah.
All right, you're the
think
tiebreaker,
I
Fran.
take it more as aloof. They mean as like it's a little uncaring.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Well, then I would say indecision still.
Hmm.
I don't.
So now I have to decide if I think Ethan's uncaring or indecisive.
Well, I don't.
Lay it on me, Fran.
I don't think Ethan's lack of decision comes from not caring. I think it just comes from his indecisiveness.
He has been having us answer the friend-related questions, so maybe we should say indecisive.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, we'll go with indecisive.
Okay,
We'll go there.
indecision. Okay.
Nice.
All right, are you ready? I think this is it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got one more. It's the
Okay.
last question.
Okay.
What
Oh.
do you look for in a good story?
I thought I was gonna say mate.
And a good mate. A happy ending,
That's back to Fire Emblem.
a happy ending, colorful characters, unique world building, an interesting plot, or mystery and intrigue.
Okay, so again, all of those things, but if
What
we
draws
had
you
to
the most?
well, I guess not always a happy ending, but the rest of them are like necessities of a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, an interesting plot's pretty nice.
Yeah, and an interesting plot has got to be the top one.
Okay.
What do you like when you read? Is it words, pictures,
All right.
chapters?
Are you ready to hear
sometimes?
your clan, Ethan?
Is it one that we talked about?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Nice job, Ethan.
I'm ready.
You,
I'm ready for it.
Ethan, you are a true warrior of Wind Clan.
Classic. The
You-
one that we know
the one I know the
about.
least about.
You are swift and loyal and love being outside to smell the fresh air.
Yep.
You're fiercely loyal
Uh-huh.
to your friends and your clan. You're tough, fast running, but you can also be easily offended. Wind Clan cats are nervous and quick to flee due to the lack of cover on the open moor where they live. They're lean
You're brave
and fast
and
and
cowardly.
swift. Their short, smooth pelts of browns and grays blend in with the rocks and grasses when stalking their prey. That's it.
Oh well, that's me too. That part's me to a T.
Wow.
So you are
yeah,
a
I mean,
noble Wind Clan
that's official.
warrior.
Yeah, a word I would use to define myself is a gatekeeper. I like to imagine that if CJ was like, I sure would like to go see the
I
Rock
wish to
right
see
now.
my ancestors, Ethan. I beg of you.
I would be, CJ, you're gonna have to fill out this form in triplicate.
Yeah, you didn't
before
schedule an appointment,
Didn't
man.
make an appointment. Well,
Well, that was Warrior Cats, the first series
you
of
did.
many.
We did great.
Amazing.
I look forward to the follow-up episode to learn more about Wind Clan and Ethan's.
I was gonna
cat
say there's
brethren.
I cannot stress enough about how much I cut out of not to include in this and how much I just did not have the time to go through.
Okay, well, Warrior Cat fans, don't come after Liz.
I was actually genuinely gonna say that. I am sorry to
Yeah,
Warrior
don't come
Cat
after
fans
her.
listening to this who are more knowledgeable about it because last I read it, I was in middle school and I had to look all this stuff up again because I had the only vague memory of everything. Besides, I just was so in love with it. But I did my best to also really condense because there is a lot going on in this book with cats and cat drama.
Yeah. Don't come after Lizzie. Come after us.
But do you guys
instead.
feel that you now understand more about warriors since you were so
Yeah.
bamboozled about
I
it?
I'm excited.
I feel like I tried to look up the name of the Warrior Cat fandom, and the top two results are what should I name my Warrior Cat?
Yeah.
And are Warrior Cats cringy?
Well, isn't that fantastic?
Aw.
Well, speaking of cringy, that's the end of our episode. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us for our bi-weekly podcast. We have all sorts of media that we have out there. We have a YouTube channel, Cooking with Spices. You'll find links in the description if you want to find that. We do Let's Plays there. We have been doing a lot of streams over at twitch.tv/Cooking with Spices. Me and Lizzie have been playing some Sims lately. Been getting some big dubskis in Fortnite. We play all sorts of games. Come check us out. It will be worth your time. I promise. Also, make sure to share this podcast with all of your clan members, but like the cat clan members, not like any human clans
Share it
that
with
you might
your
be
cats.
part of. Share it with your cats. Let your cats listen to it.
Yeah, heck
Let your cats find religion and civilization.
We love it to hear from you guys. So if you want to tweet at us, do @spiceswith on Twitter, or we have an email, cookingwithspices69@gmail.com. Give us some ideas for some shows that you would like to see you might
tweet us your warrior cat clan.
Yeah, tweet us your clan or cat
please
name.
take the quiz.
Tweet at them and tweet at them, not me, about what I got wrong about.
Yeah,
if I missed things. Or
yeah,
I
that's
said-
great. Comment all the things
tweet at the podcast.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, comment all the things in the comments below because that's engagement, baby, and we love engagement. I think that's most of the plugs for the stuff we've been doing lately. Thanks again to Lizard X Lizard for coming back on the show, for filling in while Fran was gone as well.
Thanks for letting me talk about cats.
Oh, you can come and talk about talking animals anytime you want. If you want to check out some of her stuff, she's all over the place as @LizardXLizard. She has a webtoon, Finding Fiends, which is gonna have its second season coming up pretty soon. So excited for that. And definitely check that stuff out because if you like talking animals, you'll probably love talking cryptids. We also want to thank Gail Kitsune for our channel artwork that you see all around us and thumbnails. And also we want to thank Pajo for the intro and outro. Until the next time here at the Lore You Know, I have been CJ.
And I've been Ethan of Star Clan.
Wind Clan.
You're technically of Wind
You're
Clan.
Wind Clan.
You're not dead.
I'm sorry. I was going to do I'm Ethan Star, and then I was going to do Ethan of Wind Clan.
You're
and it
star of nothing.
You messed up so much.
I've been Fran.
And I've been Lizard X Lizard. Catch you cats on the flip flop.
Catch. Okay, I do the outro, but I guess we could use that one.